Welcome back to Golden Life, your trusted source for navigating the golden years with vitality and joy. Have you ever paused and wondered why, despite your best efforts, the balanced meals, the regular walks, the commitment to a healthy lifestyle, your legs still feel heavier? Why those familiar steps now seem a little steeper, or why rising from your favorite armchair takes just a fraction longer than it used to? Is it simply the inevitable march of time, or could there be another, more subtle factor at play, quietly undermining your strength and mobility? Today we're going to delve into a surprising truth, a silent error that many seniors make daily, often with complete confidence, believing they're making the right choice. This is because for decades, we've been told that fruits are inherently healthy, natural, and good for us, and indeed many are. However, there's a reality that often goes unmentioned, a nuance that can significantly impact the well-being of those over 60. Not every fruit is a beneficial ally as we age. In fact, some of the very fruits we routinely consume without a second thought can gradually contribute to leg weakness, exacerbate knee pain, intensify joint inflammation, and make the simple act of walking feel like a challenge. These seemingly wholesome fruits, often promoted for their health benefits, might be subtly working against your mobility, your balance, and the very strength in your legs that allows you to live life to the fullest. You see, as our bodies gracefully age, profound internal shifts occur. Our circulation becomes less robust, our metabolism naturally slows down, and the very foods that once nourished us can, over time, begin to have a different, sometimes detrimental effect. Certain fruits, while appearing innocent with their sweet taste and vibrant colors, contain compounds like specific acids and carbohydrates that can impact blood sugar levels, contribute to inflammation in our joints, and ultimately weaken the muscles that support our legs. What makes this so insidious is the gradual, almost imperceptible nature of the harm. There are no immediate red flags, no sudden sharp pains that scream, "Beware." Instead, it's a slow, subtle erosion of strength until one day you might experience a persistent ache in your calves after a short walk, an unfamiliar discomfort in your thighs, or a strange tightness in your knees even after simply sitting. Today we're going to pull back the curtain and reveal 7 common fruits that seniors over the age of 60 should approach with caution, especially if preserving strong, pain-free legs for the long term is a priority. Despite their seemingly harmless nature, none of these fruits are inherently bad, but their impact on an aging body can be more negative than you might imagine. After hearing this, you might never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. So stay with me until the end of this important discussion if you value your independence and want to maintain stable, strong, and pain-free legs. This could be the wake-up call your body has been waiting for. But before we dive into the specifics, if you're passionate about embracing your golden years with vibrant health and discovering truths that often go unspoken, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're building a community here at Golden Life, sharing insights and empowering each other on this journey. And I'm curious to know, are you with me on this? If this topic resonates with you, type 1 in the comments section below. If not, type 0. Your voice matters, and it helps us understand what's most important to you. Let's begin by discussing the first fruit on our list. It's often praised for its ability to reduce inflammation, yet for many seniors, it might be having the very opposite effect. Let's talk about pineapple, the first fruit and the silent inflammatory agitator. Pineapple, the taste of the tropics, so juicy and seemingly revitalizing. For years, it's been lauded as a natural anti-inflammatory powerhouse, thanks to an enzyme called bromelain. But here's the unexpected twist for those over 60. While many believe pineapple reduces inflammation, for some it can be a quiet contributor to discomfort. You see, pineapple is naturally high in both strong acids and natural sugars. And these sugars, while naturally occurring, aren't as benign as they might seem, especially as we age. Let me explain. As we gracefully mature, our blood vessels can become more delicate and sensitive. They don't always respond to rapid increases in blood sugar in the same way they used to. Despite its touted benefits, pineapple delivers a significant dose of natural sugar directly into your bloodstream. What happens then? It can lead to rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. These sudden surges can potentially cause microscopic damage to the tiny blood vessels that supply your legs, feet, and muscles. Over time, as circulation naturally tends to become less efficient, this can mean less oxygen reaching your lower limbs. And what's the result of that? Pain, fatigue, and swelling after even a short walk. That dull, dragging ache in your legs, that persistent stiffness in your knees. Those ankles that suddenly feel tight even after prolonged sitting. Pineapple could be a silent contributor. But there's more to this story. Pineapple is also quite acidic. This acidity can irritate your joints, particularly if you already have existing inflammation or arthritis. It can act like fuel on a smoldering fire, intensifying the discomfort in your ankles, hips, and knees. Some individuals even report a feeling of heaviness in their legs after consuming pineapple, as if their strength is gradually being leached away. And here's another crucial point to consider. If you're currently taking any medications, particularly blood thinners, the bromelain in pineapple, that very enzyme praised for its anti-inflammatory properties, can potentially interact with certain drugs, either making them excessively potent or conversely less effective. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of pineapple's potential negative impact on aging legs is this. The effects aren't usually dramatic or immediately obvious. There are no flashing warning signs or instant pain. Instead, it's a gradual infiltration, a slow accumulation of subtle effects until one day you realize you can't move with the same ease and freedom you once enjoyed. The truly disheartening part is that many seniors are completely unaware that this fruit they consume, often with the intention of improving their health, might be subtly contributing to the very leg weakness they're experiencing year after year. So what can you do? This isn't about banishing pineapple from your diet entirely. It's about awareness and moderation, especially if you've been grappling with persistent leg pain or unexplained swelling. The harm can be subtle, but it can also be very real. Now, if a fruit with supposed anti-inflammatory properties like pineapple can have this kind of impact on aging legs, what about our next contender? It's soft, it's delicious, and it's widely known for boosting muscle power and potassium levels. But for seniors, it might be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Let's discuss bananas, the imposter of muscle support. The humble banana, soft, sweet, and packed with potassium. It's often touted as the perfect energy boost, a natural way to prevent cramps and support muscle health. But for those over 60, the picture can be quite different. Bananas are naturally rich in both natural sugars and quickly digestible carbohydrates. This means that shortly after you eat one, your blood sugar levels can experience a rapid spike, and your body starts working harder to regulate insulin. When this happens frequently, it can contribute to less efficient blood flow and increased inflammation throughout the body, and your legs can bear the brunt of this. You might start noticing a dull ache when walking or climbing stairs, a feeling of heaviness in your legs after meals, or a persistent stiffness in your calves. But the story doesn't end there. Bananas can also contribute to fluid retention, especially if you have any underlying heart conditions. This excess fluid can manifest as stiff joints, swollen feet, and those uncomfortable swollen ankles that can make movement a chore. The effect is often silent. You might be eating bananas believing they're helping your muscles, when in reality, for your aging body, they could be gradually depleting your strength and contributing to discomfort. And here's the kicker. The negative effects might not be immediate, but over time, consistently consuming bananas could make mobility more challenging and exacerbate existing pain. If you frequently experience heavy, aching, or swollen legs, it might be time to reconsider whether bananas are truly the friendly fruit they appear to be. What if something even smaller can have a similar impact? Bananas are known for supporting muscles, but our next fruit, small, charming, and seemingly innocent, can actually contribute to a burning sensation in your joints. Let's talk about grapes, little fruits, significant inflammatory effects. Grapes. They seem so innocuous, don't they? Tiny, juicy, and easy to pop as a snack. They even have a stellar reputation for being heart-healthy and packed with antioxidants. But here's something most people, especially seniors, are unaware of. For some, eating grapes can be a subtle contributor to mild leg pain, stiffness, and inflammation. The culprit? Fructose, a type of sugar found in high concentrations in grapes. Fructose is processed differently by the body than other sugars. It's directly absorbed by the liver, and when the liver can't handle it all efficiently, it can be converted into fat and uric acid. And that's where the trouble can begin, particularly in the toes, ankles, and knees. Uric acid buildup in the joints can lead to intermittent burning and swelling, that nagging ache that makes even light walking feel difficult. Have you ever experienced that sharp, sudden pain in your big toe in the middle of the night? Or that unexpected stiffness in your calves that seems to come out of nowhere? It could be something as seemingly harmless as a handful of grapes contributing to elevated uric acid levels. And the impact doesn't stop there. Fructose can also fuel chronic inflammation in your body. This can translate to slower movement, increased pressure, and a general feeling of stiffness, especially in your weight-bearing joints. Grapes are also deceptively easy to overindulge in. They're small, easy to nibble on, and don't feel heavy. But before you know it, you might have consumed 2 or 3 cups, and that sugar content quickly adds up. So, while grapes might seem like a nutritious snack, for aging bodies they can subtly weaken your legs, reduce flexibility, and make movement less comfortable. Now you know what might be lurking behind that sweet, juicy exterior. If you've been a regular grape consumer and have noticed increasing stiffness and swelling in your legs, it might be time to pay closer attention. However, grapes aren't the only seemingly refreshing fruit that can have a hidden downside. Our next fruit is luscious, vibrant, and renowned for its ability to hydrate. But don't be fooled. On the inside, it can act more like a sugar bomb than pure refreshment. Let's discuss watermelon, the bogus hydrator for aging legs. Watermelon. Light, refreshing, the very essence of hydration and summertime. Could this watery fruit be subtly contributing to discomfort in your legs? It might sound counterintuitive, since everyone agrees watermelon is a great way to stay hydrated. It feels safe, it's low in calories, and it's mostly water, right? Well, here's the hidden truth. Watermelon has a surprisingly high glycemic index. This means that despite its high water content, it can cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels, almost as quickly as some candies. And for seniors, those frequent sugar spikes can be particularly detrimental, especially to the delicate systems in their legs. Let's break it down. When your blood sugar surges, your body releases insulin to try and bring it back down. However, in aging bodies, insulin regulation can become less efficient. This can lead to inflammation, particularly in areas with already compromised circulation. Sound familiar? Your calves, your ankles, your knees, that feeling of leg fatigue that hits shortly after eating, that dull discomfort when you take a brisk walk, that strange, persistent swelling around your ankles. Climbing stairs might even start to feel like scaling a mountain. Watermelon, with its light texture, can be a deceptive trap. You think you're just enjoying a hydrating treat, but it can be gently wearing down your legs over time. Because it's so juicy and refreshing, it's easy to eat a lot of it. 1 slice turns into 2, then 3. More sugar, more stress on your system, more potential for inflammation. Is watermelon truly the hydration hero for seniors? Or could each mouthful be subtly increasing the discomfort of movement? If the watermelon on your plate seems to coincide with erratic leg discomfort, it might be time to reconsider its place in your diet. Let's move on to a fruit that's practically synonymous with vitamin C and good health. It's found in juices, immunity-boosting drinks, and graces countless breakfast tables. But for seniors, it can deliver an acidic attack on their joints. Let's discuss oranges. The acid attack on aging joints. Oranges. Bright, fragrant, and seemingly ubiquitous. From your morning juice to health supplements and breakfast platters, they're often touted for their immunity-boosting vitamin C content. But for those over 60, oranges might be harboring a less desirable reality, a significant dose of acid that your joints might not appreciate. Oranges are naturally high in citric acid. While that might seem normal and even beneficial for some, for seniors, this acidity can be a quiet irritant to their joints, especially if your body is already dealing with inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis. You might start experiencing a gradual stiffness in your knees upon waking, a persistent ache in your hips, that uncomfortable tightness in your legs after sitting for a while, reduced overall mobility, and even increased swelling. You might chalk it up to just getting older, but that seemingly healthy habit of drinking orange juice every morning could be contributing to the very pain you're trying to ward off. Here's what can happen. The citric acid in oranges doesn't just stay in your stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can exacerbate inflammation in the delicate tissues surrounding your joints. And when you combine that with the fruit's natural sugars, it can lead to fluctuations in blood sugar levels, further fueling inflammation throughout your body. Suddenly, every step can feel a little heavier, a little more painful, as inflammation spreads to your knees, ankles, and calves. You see, while oranges might be perfectly fine for a younger individual, for an older person with aging joints and potentially slower circulation, the cumulative effect can be more negative. And the trickiest part, you're often consuming them with the belief that you're doing something good for your health, as oranges have long been associated with wellness. But now you know they might not be the best choice for your aging legs. So what comes next? Our following fruit has a clean, crisp appearance. It's green, it's often lower in sugar, and many consider it the safer option. But it can conceal a hidden element that might lead to nighttime cramping, tight knees, and aching hips. Let's discuss green apples, the sneaky source of leg discomfort. Green apples, they look so crisp, so clean, so wholesome. Many people, especially seniors, often perceive them as the healthier apple choice because they taste less sweet. They seem like a perfectly innocent, low-sugar snack. But here's the surprising truth. For some, green apples can subtly contribute to fatigue, stiffness, and pain in the legs. There are two main culprits at play here: malic acid and hidden natural sugars. First, let's talk about malic acid. This is the acid that gives green apples their characteristic tartness. While it can be beneficial for younger individuals, it can be less kind to aging digestion. As we age, our gut lining can become more sensitive, and malic acid can be an irritant to tissues throughout the body, including our joints. After eating green apples, some seniors report experiencing significant pain in their hips or thighs, while others notice a subtle burning sensation in their feet or a tightness in their knees. It's a gradual process, but over time, the acid can accumulate and the discomfort can become more frequent and intense. Now let's talk about the sugar. While green apples might not taste as sweet as their red counterparts, they still contain natural sugars. And for seniors with slower metabolisms, even these natural sugars can contribute to fluctuations in blood sugar levels. This can manifest as tired calves, nighttime leg cramps, morning stiffness, or a feeling of weakness when trying to climb stairs. The particularly challenging aspect of green apples is that they're often consumed raw, as a quick snack, or even right before bed. This means the body is consistently exposed to their potential effects. They appear so healthy and pure, but for aging bodies, green apples can be subtly making it harder to walk, stiffening joints, and leading to more restless nights. What about a fruit that's tropical, rich, and undeniably sweet? If a seemingly basic fruit like the green apple can have this kind of impact, what about one that's adored by so many? Let's discuss the true sugar bomb. Mango. The sugar explosion for your aging joints. Mango. Juicy, soft, and almost candy-like in its sweetness. It's a fruit that almost everyone enjoys, especially during the warmer months. But here's the often unspoken truth. For seniors already dealing with joint weakness and leg pain, the mango might be the most detrimental fruit of them all. The primary reason? Its incredibly high natural sugar content. And I'm not talking about a little bit, I'm talking about a significant sugar punch that can send your blood sugar levels soaring rapidly. Now, if you're active and under 30, your body can often handle that surge. But after the age of 60, your metabolism naturally shifts. That sugar rush can trigger a significant insulin spike followed by a crash, and each time this happens, it can contribute to inflammation deep within your joints, particularly in the soft tissues surrounding your ankles, hips, and knees. If you already have any nerve-related issues, the high sugar content in mangoes can also exacerbate those symptoms, leading to a burning sensation in your toes, a persistent tingling that won't go away, increased swelling in your feet by evening, or a creeping feeling of heaviness in your legs. Friends, if you've enjoyed Golden Life so far, and if you haven't yet become a part of our family, then don't delay any longer. Look, we don't just give you information. We strive to make your life more beautiful, healthier, and more joyful. Every day we bring you new topics that can be useful from the light of your morning until you fall asleep at night. So, I'm saying, if you want to receive such valuable insights before everyone else, if you don't want to miss any important updates, then tap that red subscribe button right now.